Hello, welcome back to the channel. It's Natalie. I have the Poppy Garden embossed die cuts here, and they're gorgeous. They look like they have wasps rather than bees because their little tushies are a little bit skinnier. I think there's a couple of bees, but I think they're wasps. Anyway, Poppy Garden, the 6x6 pack, which is just a shrunken down version of the 12x12, of course. I love the brightness of these colours with the poppies and just the poppies, and yeah, I just love it. It's gorgeous. It's so pretty, and they're a really nice thick cardstock. I'm just going through here and picking out some colours, some papers. Of course, there is quite a few, like this one here that I had, that one there as well, that you could do a standalone little card, and it'd be really pretty for a 6x6 album. You don't have to cut anything down, so it's like sweet as. I have used the Knitching Arch die set here and cut out a panel, which is the largest one, and I've got a little strip of cardstock that we're going to use here. This is the Poppy Fills border die, and I will leave a link down below over to the website, the paperrose website. Now there is affiliate links. Just letting you know, it doesn't cost you anything. It just sort of gives me a little bit of something extra, so it's up to you, but it doesn't cost you anything more. It just helps me out in my little channel. I have R89, R46 and R24 and R22 with my poppies. I am basically doing them all like we're seeing them from the side, because, you know, it's my channel. No stress here. It is a little bit hard to see, but hopefully you get the idea of what is going on. And I'm just using the darkest down the base of the stem and flicking out with my 46, then 24, and then filling the bottom in, the top I should say, not the bottom, because the bottom's going to be darker because that's where the shadow is going to be. The top with the R22, and I go over that 2 times. Some of the flowers, the buds and everything else are touching, so you do have to be a little bit careful when colouring die cuts, but it is actually very easy, and you can always go back. You'll see me a little bit later on, there's I think a couple of green areas where I've just missed the edge of the stem, so I'll go back over it. I'm not worrying about which colour that I'm using. I think I mostly do the lighter colour, the greens, that you'll see very shortly here. So that's pretty much all done. I'm just collecting all my greens. So we've got YG99, I've got YG97 and YG95. Again, the 99 is going to be at the base of the stem, going down the stem. And I'm also going to do a little bit of flicking here, there, down the bottom, as you can see there. It's going to look like a little bit of a hot mess until it doesn't. Because also on this, because you're colouring onto white, just a white piece of paper, just trying to protect my mat a little bit. It's got lots of bits of glue probably and all sorts of hoo-ha on it, but also to help you see it a little bit better, and it's going to pick up, the white paper is going to pick up any of those extra pieces that the theory is I can go off the edge and not worry about it, and it's a little bit more freeing, but you'll see I still miss it. But I go back in, I shove another piece of cardstock in there and just a scrap and hit any of the pieces that I have missed. Just finishing up here, finding I've got extra little bits. See, looks weird, but anyway, so that is my little bit of colouring today. So only a little bit, just a tiny bit, but anyway, I have a little bit of glue down the very bottom, and I'm going to adhere my little strip down there. I'm just looking at the piece of paper and just sort of mapping out. There's a couple of little mice on there, so I wanted the little miceys. Okay, I wanted them. They were cute. While that is still drying, in a minute, they've changed my glue and it stays wet a little bit longer. I'm not entirely impressed, but anyway, this is just my craft glue rather than I have the paperrose liquid glue, which is awesome. We'll go back to that. So I am bending up, because I only put a strip down of glue, I'm bending up the cardstock while it's still a little bit wet so I can add the die cut border in. And this is because it's going, because I've already adhered it and then I've lifted it up, so there's a little bit glue on either side because I wanted my poppies just to be free flowing. Now I'm not terribly impressed with this white nesting arch here. I just need to do a little bit of image surgery and trim my little stem off, and I'm quite happy for it to go over a little bit, which is cool. This is the black and white sentiment. I have a best day. This was a little bit bigger without being too big, because there's quite very big sentiments in that, or images I should say. So I wasn't terribly happy, so I'm going to cut another one out of this arch. Now you can see there it's shorter, and I've actually trimmed it down a couple of times. It's a little bit shorter because we've got the strip of cardstock and the poppies in the middle, but I wanted it to be long enough that I could tuck it in there and have it be matching perfectly. And to me that's a lot better, right? That's a lot better. This is where I'm going to go and find out. I've got little bits and pieces that need to be coloured in again. So yeah, the liquid glue by paperrose is really brilliant. I use it a lot for finer details, but unfortunately they've changed my glue, which is good because I've had more problems with my asthma. It's not quite so smelly. The last lot was really not very great, and I don't know. So I've applied double-sided foam, right? But I've applied one layer on what you can see there is the left-hand side and two on the right, so we can have a little bit of support on that right-hand side, the other side of the arch. I've got my sentiment glue down with a little bit of foam tape as well. I wasn't too sure about some other images. Now I really like this little butterfly and I really like the ladybug, but he doesn't get used. Spoiler alert, he doesn't get used. So I've got there's a couple of small little poppies, and you can see there's another one there in the top right of the sheet, and I'm going to use him as well. I've trimmed my stems off. My little butterfly, he's not a butterfly, Nat. To me he's a wasp, but we're going to call him B because I think he's a wasp, but anywho. So I've got him adhered down. This is some little clear crystal from paperrose, and I'm going to adhere that with the liquid glue that I talked to you about. This is just decanted into a narrow nozzle glue tip, so it works. I love it. It's such great glue. I felt like it sort of coming up to now, I'm sort of like, it needs something else. I'm not liking this top left. I like the card in general, but this top left hand corner feels a little bit bare, so we brought in that flower that I cut off. Do a little bit more surgery. If you've been at my channel any time, you will know that I'm perfectly happy to do a little bit of image surgery. Not on my stamps. I can't do that. I can't. It just does not work well for me. And I take my hat off to all those people that do it and can put it back together really beautifully. I can't. It's always wonky, it's always crooked. I'm just absolutely hopeless. But an image, I've got no problem with. I've adhered the larger one down with glue, and I've just got a bit of foam to give it a bit of dimension, a bit of interest, and that is going to be my card. So I'll leave a link down below to all the products, and I will talk to you very soon. I hope you have a great day. Take care. Bye.